Hello, and welcome to the podcast. This is going to go well today. We are here today. It's just me, no Emma, but I'm here with one of my clients, and we're going to go through her journey of how she's found coaching and, where she was before and now where she is during her journey, plus what she can do on her own. So, welcome, Alyshia.
Hello.
How are you feeling today?
Yeah, after my workout there, very sore, but at least I don't have to use my muscles to talk.
Exactly. Well, I don't know. It's your muscles. Amazing. So thank you for coming on the podcast. So I just want to speak to you a little bit about what happened before you were coaching, like where you were in your life and like your life experiences and stuff before working together.
Yeah, so I've always been very self-conscious of me, my body, and I probably was a yo-yo dieter. I was doing Slimming World, didn't really know what food to eat, nutrition-wise, got to where I thought I wanted to be, and then couldn't get that last half a pound off, and then thought, this is it, sod it, I'm not going to do it anymore. And then from then I probably spiraled a bit more, so I started putting on weight more because I was just comfort eating. Didn't really know what to do with exercising, mentally wasn't in a good place. I would just sit at home, I'd be like, yeah, I'll come out and do that, and then I'd sit there and go, no, I can't, because I don't like what I look like, I couldn't find anything to wear, I didn't want to buy the next size up, absolutely hated it. I'd step on the scales every day, and if I didn't see it move, I wouldn't eat, and then if I saw it had moved, I'd be like, oh, brilliant, I've lost some weight, I can go and eat loads now. So it was just in a constant cycle of everything, to the point where it then got to the point where mum literally had to hide the scales from me because they were just doing more damage mentally, probably more than physically. And I'd just sit in my bedroom, wouldn't want to go out, literally did not have a social life. Whereas when you think at the age of 21, 22, you want to be going out, doing stuff, seeing things, but I wouldn't want to do that. I'd spend summers literally dressed in black. Jeans, wouldn't want to get my arms out or anything.
It's boiling hot as well.
Yeah, then you're sweating, so then your body feels like it's expanding. It was, before I started coaching, definitely was not in a good place. Now, when I look back to where I am, where I am now to where I was.
And what about things like, I remember you saying stuff about not even wanting to go for walks because you were worried if you needed a wee or if you got too hot. How was it with stuff like that?
Yeah, so I used to panic an awful lot that there wouldn't be a toilet near me. What if I couldn't complete the walk? And I just wouldn't want to do anything. And it would have a hindrance on friends and family as well, because it would be a case of, let's go and do this. And I would then be like, right, okay, I need to think about where are going to be the toilets. And because I was a lot bigger, I would get hot. I would then panic. I would then feel like I was going to be sick. And I didn't want to, because I didn't like that feeling. That's why I then stopped doing those things. So getting on a bus, getting on a train, even to points getting in a car, I'd be like, oh no, what if I get too hot? Or if I'd forget my water bottle. That it was a no-go. If I did not have my water bottle, there was no way I was getting out that car.
Mad, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. I had to have it with me at all times. Whereas now, I still do have it with me, but for different reasons.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, because I remember when we went away for your 30th, and I was like, right, I took you to Brighton, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, right, we're going to get the train, blah, blah, blah. And you were like, oh, but I can drive. I'm like, it's your birthday. Why would you drive? Absolutely not. But I had no idea about your whole thing about getting on a train. Mm-hmm. And then you got on the train and you were like, oh my God, I did it. This was fine. Yeah. And I was like, I didn't actually realise. Obviously, if I'd have known, I probably would have been a bit okay, but
I think, do you know what? It was probably better you didn't know, because taking that step to go on to that train, as silly as it sounds, I was actually then proud, oh my God, I've just got on a train. I've not panicked. I've got on a train with a coffee.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Which can always be dangerous.
So I've got on the train with a coffee. I've got to my destination. I didn't get hot. And then since then, I've been on loads of trains.
Yeah.
But actually taking that step, but is it because I felt more confident in myself that I can do that stuff now?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Obviously, a lot of it is mentally, but by being more healthy and more mindful, you probably put that to one side because you realise actually once I get there, I'm going to really enjoy myself wherever it is I'm going. Whereas before, I might get on that train, hate that train journey, but I would also not enjoy where I was going to the full potential. Because on a nice summer's day like today, if we went to Brighton, back way when, I would have been dressed in jeans, probably maybe a short sleeve t-shirt, but I wouldn't have enjoyed it as much. Whereas if you said, right, let's go to Brighton now, I'd be in my shorts and my t-shirt.
Yeah.
It's worlds apart of where I was and where I am now.
It's mental, isn't it? How different it is. And, like, what was your support like from other people, like friends and stuff? Like, how was that before you started coaching?
Yeah, so they all really did understand what I was like, probably, should I say, in the fact that it would be a case of, you know, even work people, like, they would invite me and things like that, but they probably knew that I might not turn up. But then once I opened up to them, because I was very much a closed book, like, I wouldn't talk about anything, so it was a case of, no, I'm not coming. Okay, is everything okay? Yeah. And then I would just go off the face of the earth in a way, because I'd be like, well, I'll just ignore that. Like, my phone, I just didn't want to interact with anyone. But once I started actually opening up a bit more of, like, this is why I feel like this, it then was a lot better, because we'd do things that maybe I'd feel a bit more comfortable with, or, you know, if we were going to go for a walk, it would be 30 minutes rather than let's just see where our legs take us.
Yeah.
You know, and then I think back to, like, being at home and things like that, like with mum would be, like I said, mum, she took the scales off me straight away. She was like, she could see that it was just plummeting.
Yeah.
And then, you know, she'd help me by making meals that weren't Slimming friendly. Slimming was the worst thing I probably could have done, but she would, you know, make sure that there was food there that wasn't a case of, oh, I could grab when I'm binging. Because if I wanted to, I could have that fruit, or I could have this. Before I moved back in with mum, when we were saving for the house, my days off would literally just be spent either rotting in bed or rotting on the sofa. Mark would get home from work and I'd be like, oh, I'm really sorry, like, I haven't done anything all day. And he'd be like, no, it's okay. And now when we talk about it, it's still okay if you want to have days like that. But actually, I look at it and he would try to, like, get me out and do stuff. And I'd just be like, no, I can't be bothered. What do you want for dinner? My head would go nothing, or a pizza, or a takeaway.
Yeah.
So he then was doing things like putting things in the slow cooker. And then I look back, like, with Reggie, and I think to myself, you know, we'd go out and play at the park. But again, we'd have fun, and I'd make sure I'd have fun, but I'd come home and my social battery would be done then. That'd be done for the next few days or whatever. So yeah, I look back and I just think, oh my God, I spent so much time in my bedroom or in the house. Like, no wonder I'm so pale. And I can't tan because I've spent my life indoors.
Oh, yeah. It's hard though, isn't it? When you get into that cycle and you feel like, it's like one of those things, sometimes you get bored of being bored. Do you know what I mean? And you're like, I'm so bored that I'm bored, but I can't be asked to do anything. And you almost get into that kind of cycle. You're so used to being inside, you don't want to see anyone, you don't want to go out, because actually this is your safe space and you can be a slob if you want to be a slob. Yeah. And no one's going to judge you. Or in your head you think that, right? Yeah.
And then you look on social media and you think, why don't I look like that? Oh, I've been following that, so why don't I look like that? And the stuff that I used to eat as well, like being on Slimming World, I now look and think, why? Like, what was I even achieving with that? Like, it felt great when I would lose a bit of weight, but then I look at it and I go, I just spent £5, and I used to call it the sad step. I've just paid £5 to stand on that sad step, because I wouldn't stay to listen to what they've got to say or anything like that. I'd literally walk in, hand my fiver over, stand on the sad step and go, oh, brilliant. And they'd go, what have you done differently this week? And it was all food related. Or you must have had a pizza, or you must have eaten bad. But actually, nearer probably the end of it, it was probably because I was moving more, actually, not what I was eating.
Yeah.
But they don't take that into consideration. So then I'd walk out feeling really deflated, and then I'd be like, oh, it's cheat day. Oh. Like, the mindset of, oh, you know, it's cheat day, so I'll just go and eat millions of stuff in that one day, which then counteracts everything that I've done for the week.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's the whole mindset around it. And the mindset around food, right? And what you call food.
Yeah.
Like, calling food good, bad, cheat days, treats and stuff like this can make you be like, oh, I never get that, so I'm going to eat loads of this because it's a treat. And actually, if you just had a bit of chocolate every day, like, you'd have already satisfied that craving. You've allowed yourself to have it. You're not restricted. So actually, you probably eat less because you're not restricted and you're like, I can have any of this. Yeah. Whereas when you restrict, you then binge because you're like, I can't have this normally, so I'm going to have all of it.
And do you know what? I think the mindset of doing Slimming World, and then the mindset of being mindful with food is quite a hard mindset to change. I would probably say my mindset with food was a lot harder to change than it was physically, like doing my exercise and stuff. And I will never forget that time when I started coaching with you and I was like, I've got friends coming around for dinner tonight and they want to get pizza, but I'm only going to have 1 or 2 slices. And you were like, why?
I'm sure you said you're not going to have the pizza, you don't want the pizza.
And then I went to 1 or 2 slices and I was like, but why am I? And it's that mindset, isn't it? But that is probably the hardest mindset to get out of, because you've been, for me, with Slimming World, it's, that's one sin. And I look back now and I think, right, so I can eat a banana, but as soon as I smash it up, it's got sins in it. Like, what is going on? Like,
yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, like, it's the same food. Yeah. Like,
and also, when you actually mush that in your mouth,
exactly,
it goes down like mush anyway, right? Because you're using your teeth, and that's what you're essentially doing to the banana. So you're breaking it down in your body.
So why does it matter whether I smash it with a fork or mash it out with my teeth? Yeah. But yeah, I think that's one of the biggest mindsets to overcome, is that there is no bad food. You know, a chocolate bar is not bad. If you want that chocolate bar, eat the chocolate bar. You need to be mindful. And calorie counting to Slimming World, oh my God, they're just worlds apart. Like, sometimes look at it and think, I would have eaten, say, a whole pack of biscuits, for instance, because on Slimming World, they're 2 or 3 sins. And you can have, I can't remember now, 18 a day. And then I look at the calories and I'm like, wowza. So you could have that whole pack of biscuits in Slimming World for 18 cents, but it's like 700 calories.
Yeah. That's like over a meal.
How does that work?
Yeah.
So yeah, but it is a good switch and it is a good mindset now that I've got to where I was before.
And like, do you feel like you can also be mindful without the calorie counting as well? Using it as a tool rather than something you have to do all the time?
Yeah, so I think at the beginning of my journey, I was doing it, I'd never calorie counted in my life, so it was very much a case of I was doing everything, and then it becomes a habit because you're eating the same kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? You're mindful. You know that. So if I use Easter, for example, I know that half an Easter egg is probably around 270 odd calories. Whereas before I'd been like, nah, I have the whole egg.
Yeah.
So I think you become more mindful, and you'll know that a pasta, you can do like 1 or 2 handfuls because you get used to it. I think for me, what's really good is if I can feel myself starting to slightly wobble off the track, I know that all I need to do is just bring in that food diary again and just concentrate on what I need to do. I do get very overwhelmed. So for me, if I give myself too many things to do, like, right, you need to do your steps, your water, your this, I'll go, nah.
Yeah.
So I need to introduce it slowly. So I will start off with doing my diary and just, what do my calories look like? Then start introducing, right, this is what I need to hit with my protein. This is what I need to do with my fruit and veg. Because otherwise, I'll just go, nah, we'll just give up and I'll just go for the chocolate.
Yeah. And then it's going backwards, isn't it? And you don't need to do that. And that's the thing. It's like being slow and steady, isn't it? Because, like, if you try and do everything at once, like you say, you're not going to do any of it.
No.
And then you give up, and then you're going the opposite way to where you actually want to get. Whereas if slow and steady works for you, then, you know, you're going to get more results in the long term, because it's a forever thing, right? Yeah,
you can't just switch on that light and go, oh, that's me. I've done 8 weeks. That's me. I'm sorted now. I feel good in my body after 8 weeks, so I'm going to feel good for the next 8 years, for instance. You've definitely got to keep it going. And I think for me, when I started the journey in, when was COVID? 2021. Massive step. Like, I would never have done anything like this never. Like, I'd say that I got a gym membership. The amount of money that I've wasted on gym memberships, because one, for me, being self-conscious, walking into that gym, I walk in and go, oh, nice treadmill, I'll just stand on that. Because I didn't know what to do from a weight point of view, what my technique needed to be, anything like that. So I think for me, it was that challenge that we did. And I honestly do not know what went off in my head. I don't know. Just, I saw that post and was like, that sounds good.
Yeah, Christmas Advent Challenge, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'll do it. And then all I wanted to do was just complete it. That was my goal. And then when you'd come out and said the winners and stuff, and we'd won a free PT, I was like...
I think actually you and your mum won. Did your mum win as well? I'm sure she did. Did she?
Yeah, probably. Maybe it's probably because I was competing against Mum. I was like, Mum, I'm older than me. No, she might be healthier than me. She might be skinnier than me, but she is not beating me. I am winning. And then, yeah, obviously we had that phone call, and you were like, I know COVID hit. So for me, COVID was probably maybe controversial, but probably one of the best things that happened to me was COVID hitting, because at first, obviously, it was going to be in person, and anxious Alyshia was like, oh, is it anxious Alyshia going to bail out? Like, you know.
Do you think you would have done?
Yeah. If I look at myself back then, absolutely. I think I would have been like...
boxing classes, didn't you?
Yeah. And that, yeah, I'd be like
3.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, that was really good. And I felt really good after it. But it was just that anxious Alyshia couldn't walk through those doors. So I think had COVID not hit, absolutely, do I think I would have messaged you and be like, oh, thanks, love the challenge, I'd do the challenge again, but I don't want that free trial. Do you know what I mean? And that half an hour that we did, like, don't get me wrong, oh my goodness, like, I felt amazing after. At the time I was like, why am I doing this? Like, what am I doing? But having it online throughout that COVID bit just gave me that confidence, and I felt so good after it. So then we could introduce the gym and things like that. And then I was then confident going in the gym. So I might have at the start, you know, when I first started going in the gym, it might have been that I just went in and did maybe some of the free weights in the corner where no one could see me. Or, you know, like mobility. I would never ever have gone into a gym and gone, I'm going to go on that mat and I'm going to do some mobility stuff.
Yeah.
Because to me, everyone was looking at me. But actually, the more and more I went and just did 10, 15 minutes to start with, I was like, oh, I could literally fall over here and no one's even going to notice me. And now I go to a gym, and the other week I was doing my chest press. Now, Mark wasn't with me, and I was like, I really want to hit a PB. I really, really want to. And this guy, he caught my eye in the mirror, and he could see what I was about to do. And he just gave me that nod as if to say, I've got your back if you need me to come and look. And I was like, so my God, like, I never would have thought in a million years I'd be down in, and this sounds bad for saying it, in the men's section, because it's not the men's section, but it just has that stereotype. Yeah. Free weights, all the big boys go in there, and there's little old Alyshia. But do you know what? I think more now, you see more women down there, which is great to see. Yeah. And the other day, I was doing some stretching at the end of my workout because of my knee, and was like, right, we'll just stretch it out. And I could see this girl who was doing some pull-ups, and that's in my program at the moment. I really want to just be able to do one pull-up with no help. And I was literally in awe just watching her. And then I looked down, and you know them TikToks that you see when people and there's a camera, and I was like, oh. So I just kind of looked over and smiled, and I thought, actually, that's what the gym's about now. The gym is actually about supporting each other and being there for each other. Whereas before, I think gyms were very much like, everyone's staring at me, and that's my mindset. That's because I enjoy
most people's
being
mindset, right?
Yeah, like
everyone thinks everyone's looking at you.
Yeah.
I filmed one the other week. That's an absolute lie. Probably about 5 months ago, because I don't actually go to the gym anymore. But I was doing bench press, and I literally sat on the bench and I filmed everyone in the free weight section. Mm-hmm. Not one person was looking at me.
Yeah,
like they were all too busy doing their own shit.
Yeah,
and like so many times, like I remember my ex, he was doing bench press and he'd gone too heavy. And he got stuck under the bar because no one was paying attention. And then you can see it because he filmed himself, and then he had to wingle his way out. And I was like, well, you're an idiot. You should have got someone, shouldn't you? And he should have known better because he was PT. But,
yeah.
You know, but not one person paid attention. People walking past him in the video with their headphones on, just like, and yeah, he's there like shit.
Yeah. But why do we have that, like, that mindset comes from social media, doesn't it? Like, and social media is such a big thing when you look at it. And nowadays, you do look at it and people say, you know, I'm not the perfect body. This is what my body looks like now if I'm posing in the right light. But the minute I move, it's literally 5 seconds different. And look how different I look. And that was another thing that I did, was I just got rid of every time I'd look on, whether it be Instagram, TikTok wasn't really that big when I started my journey, obviously it is now, but like Instagram and stuff, I'd look at it, and if it made me feel shit about myself, it was an unfollow. Yeah. What's the point in following negativity? Like, I shouldn't, and I don't anymore, and I still do it now. Sometimes I'll scroll through and I'll look at it and think, am I following them? No, I don't want to see any more of that, because it just makes you could be having a really good day, and then you look at something and you think, oh, well, I've been doing my journey for that long. Why don't I look like that? Yeah. And that's it. No. Bye.
That's
bye,
Felicia. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but you need to get rid of stuff like that, because it isn't about being the skinniest or having a six-pack or things like that, is it? Like, I saw a post the other day, and actually, I loved what the girl did. Like, she wasn't big, she wasn't small, somewhere in between. She was wearing high-waisted shorts, like, you know, and a sports bra, but, like, you wouldn't look at her and think she was, like, a size 6... like model, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, but she was actually like, can we just make our like summer bodies mean this? And it was her playing badminton, her hiking up a mountain, her doing all these other things. This is what my body can do. This is how I should appreciate it and love it. It doesn't matter how big or small it is. Yeah. Like, I don't need to have a six pack to be able to do all this stuff. And actually, the people that do have like the six packs, like, one, especially for a female, what are you going to lose your period and like put your body under all that stress that you don't need to? Like, are you going to be eating like 0 calories to get that six pack, so you've got no energy and you can't take part in all these things? Like, it's how you view things, right?
And I think when you're and I will call myself uneducated, like back then.
Were uneducated.
So back then, when I was uneducated, you don't think of these things. You don't realise that six pack means X, Y, and Z. It means not eating. It means doing this. It means doing that. That you'll have no energy.
Yeah. And social events can't go out.
Yeah. You don't know that that's what that means. Whereas, and you know, if you think about even beginning of this year, tail end of last year, how many times would I come in and I'd be like, why can I not lift heavy? And then I'd look at my food diary and be like, at least you've not eaten. Like, that's why. And you can really tell the difference. And before, I used to think, if I don't eat, I'll be really skinny. Yeah. Whereas now, I don't want to be that size 6, that size 8. I want to feel good in my body. And if that's good in my body at a size 12 or a size 16, I don't care. Yeah. I just want to feel good and have that strength, because I know I'm strong. And I think, actually, I need to eat to be strong, because it really, really winds me up when I'm like, yeah, I've got my PT, yep, hip thrust, yep, I'm going to get a PB, and think, shit, I haven't fueled my body properly, and I go up and I'm like shaking like a shitting dog, like, no, come on, you need to get up. So yeah, I think it's as a whole, isn't it? Like, you just learn so much when you look at the coaching side of it. Like, even today, I can't even remember what I did, but I was very impressed with you were impressed with myself.
Oh yeah, what did you say? I do? It wasn't even that long ago. Oh my gosh, you said something about you were telling the boys how to fuel themselves properly at boxing. Yeah. What else were we talking about?
I was laying on the floor stretching my leg.
Oh yeah,
because of my knee,
because your knee was hurting.
And then I said something and you said, oh, I'm impressed. Oh, because I said that it wasn't my isolated knee, but I could tell it was my quad. And obviously I've learned what stretches I need to do, what I need to stop doing. Whereas before we'd had like conversations like this and I'd learned all of this through coaching, I would have been like, yeah, it niggles, but I have to do it. I've got, let's just say hip thrust, for instance. I've got that in my program, so I have to do it. Whereas now I've learned the fact of, I could do it a lot lighter. It doesn't always need to be heavy. Yeah. I could do it. Or actually, how does it feel without any weight? I can feel it pulling a bit. Right, that's not a good idea. Let's look at what else we can do. So that's really helped me, because I think sometimes as well, again, if you don't ask those questions, and I know when I first started with you coaching, I would ask 1,000,001 questions.
Yeah, no, bloody annoying.
Like, I asked so many, because I suppose my brain went into like a bit of a whirlwind. It was like, my brain was like, what's going on? Like, but now I could comfortably come in and be like, oh, I went to the gym the other day. I wasn't able to do this, so I substituted it with this instead.
I mean, you don't just do that in the gym, you do that when you come in for PT.
Well, yeah, I was meant to do hip thrust today.
Exactly, hip thrust today. And then earlier you were like, oh, I don't think I can do a bicep curl, but I could do a hammer curl. And I'm like, okay, if you want to do a hammer curl, just do a hammer curl.
Need to get them 15s up, that's what it is. Don't care how they go up.
But I do think you're very good now, like, at changing exercises up and knowing, like, okay, if I can't do a barbell squat, well, I know a leg press is the same movement, so I could go and do a leg press instead.
Yeah.
Like, okay, what works the front of my legs? What would work the back of my legs? What can I substitute for what? Or, yeah, if you can't do a bench press, can you do a dumbbell bench press? Like, you've asked enough questions and we've gone through how you create a workout, right?
Yeah.
How many times did I ask you, right, these exercises, what order would you put them in?
Yeah.
And then you tell me why and what order you'd put them in and why. And then it would be like, okay, but what, like, if you've got a good answer, then yeah, cool, put that at the top. But sometimes think about putting this here instead.
Yeah.
Because of so-and-so. And then you've learnt off the back of that, okay, think of big muscle groups first, end with small muscle groups. And it's just having that knowledge, isn't it, to be able to change things up if you really need to.
Yeah, and I think it gives you that confidence as well, though, so you don't walk in the gym and go, oh, let's just say, for instance, the leg press is being used. You know, you're going to wait for some time, but I'm not waiting all day. Like,
absolutely,
you know, people sit there and they do about
they
do about 10 sets. I think right now, bored of that now. I'm not waiting anymore. I then know what to do. Whereas before, if I walked in, that leg press was being used, Alyshia was walking back out that gym. What's the point? Can't do my workout now because that's ruined because I can't get on that one machine.
Yeah, it's mental, isn't it?
Like,
when you think about it.
Yeah, like sitting here today, actually thinking what it was like before to what it's like now. I'm like, oh my god, like it's just so different. How much knowledge I've got, obviously stronger, just mindset, everything is just life in general. Actually, like. Actual life, like socially, do you know what I mean? Like you come in, I come in now or whatever, and it's like, oh, do you have a good weekend? Like, yep, I've done this, and then you'll be like, oh, I've done this, I've done that. Whereas before, did you have a good weekend? Yeah, it was alright.
Yeah, what did you do? Not a lot.
Cool. Good conversation, that.
Well, it's like this week or last week or whatever you were saying to me, you were worried because you had, like, you were going to see Hamilton, there was like 3 or 4 other things that you were doing. Oh, Aimee this weekend, there was something else.
Coventry, the football,
oh yeah, and you've been to the football and stuff, and you were like, I've got a lot on this month, like, oh my god, and I'm like, just breathe. Like, yeah. It's fine. Like,
I've never had a busy month like that for a long time. And even going away with the football with Mark and Reggie, like, that would have never happened before because I would have panicked going into the ground, into it somewhere I don't know. Like, so I do think eating better, moving more has really helped with my mental health because actually, yes, okay, anxious Alyshia does come out every now and then, but I look at what I would have put off before. Like, I wouldn't have bought them tickets to go away. Like, absolutely not. Like, Mark and Reggie, absolutely, see you later, have a lovely time. But I would have been like, or if I did, I'd have gone up with them, but I wouldn't have gone to the game. I would have stayed in the hotel, for instance. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. I do think it's just so different, and it's a relief. Like, because I sit there and I just think, oh my goodness, like, I actually can say, unless obviously I've got plans, I can actually, there's nothing stopping me saying yes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, there is absolutely nothing.
You feel like you're living your life now?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, knowing that on days like this, I'll just get up, go out on my own. Like, I'd never go on a walk on my own. So I'll be like, oh no, that's boring. Or I'd start walking around the block and think, yeah, I'm done now. Back home, whereas now, headphones in, it might be a music, it might be a podcast. You know, and yeah, it's just, I'd love to have tapped into my brain. Like before COVID and just seen what was going on in there and now tap into it.
Yeah.
Because it will just be worlds apart, and I feel it's worlds apart. Family, friends, everyone's noticed it. So it takes you a little bit, like, as a person, me, a little bit longer to notice how far you've come. But I think when you talk about it like this and openly, you think, shit, like, you have actually come really, really far. Now, don't get me wrong, it hasn't been smooth sailing. There's been things that have happened, you've gone up and down, and you just have to think to yourself, so if I think through the times with Mark's mum, it was a really, really tough time. What did I do? I knew that I couldn't do everything, and it's not because I didn't have time and stuff. She was really, really poorly. We wanted to be there with her. So actually, I then look at it and think, at first, and I will always remember me saying to you, I've lost all my progress now. Mm-hmm. But actually, no, I hadn't, because what was I doing? I was still moving. I was still being mindful whilst I was eating. It wasn't like I just sat there and was like, well, I'm not going to do anything. So I think it is a struggle when you look at it like that, because things will happen in life. You will have life events, and you do just want to be like, right, I'm just going to hit the fuck it button. Done. But actually, if you look at it and you go, right, I could still just move a bit more, be a bit mindful, and then you then all of a sudden have that bit, right, okay, now I've done that, I've moved more, I've been mindful with my food. My mindset at that point was, I could have easily gone back to where I was at COVID.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I stayed maintaining. Okay, I felt fluffier, and I always say that I feel fluffier. I did feel fluffier, but it could have been a lot worse. So actually I need to be proud of what I was doing at that point. And at the point where I did feel that real fluffiness, mm-hmm. That's when I was like, right, okay, I need to log my food. Okay, my food might not be the greatest because I might not eat breakfast, lunch and dinner. But if I'm logging it, that's going to help me, but that's also going to help me because you'll be aware. Because I can easily come in and be like, yeah, breakfast, lunch and dinner. Okay, what did you have? Banana. That is my go-to. So I can have a banana for breakfast. What did you have for lunch? I just grabbed a sandwich. And what did you have for dinner? Some pasta, let's just say, for instance. But actually, through that time, you with your coaching was like, okay, well, why don't you try and do this and this? Mm-hmm. So you're not then, because then I was like, oh, I really wanted to reach for that chocolate bar, or I really wanted to eat this, and I needed quick and easy things. Absolutely I did, because we needed to be available as much as we possibly could.
Yeah.
But actually, did I think about, well, why don't I go back to my overnight oats, for instance? Because I can grab that 8 o'clock if I need to, but I could also grab that at 11 o'clock. If worst case scenario. Now, breakfast will always be my downfall. Breakfast absolutely will always be my downfall. Like, I don't know how people do it. Like, I don't know how people can wake up and go, yeah, I want breakfast. Because I just can't. Like, this morning, to be fair, I had grapes and a protein, it wasn't a protein yogurt, Greek yogurt and stuff, but that's because I knew I was coming here.
Yeah.
But if I wasn't coming here, I probably would have just had my banana.
My banana.
My banana. So, even now, 5 years on, there is still those struggles. Mm-hmm. But it's managing those struggles and knowing what to do with them struggles. Yeah.
And not everything works. Just because it works for one person doesn't mean it works for another, right? Like, say you don't like waking up having breakfast.
No, whereas you love it.
I couldn't. I would live for breakfast. It's my favourite meal of the day. But, like, you just have to work around it. And, like, you eat enough in the day now to, like, cover the fact that probably you haven't had breakfast.
Yeah.
Or for you, having a few snacky type things like a banana or a small yogurt works better for you than having a stack of pancakes, like for me, right?
Yeah, although I have brought some pancakes. In Iceland the other day, they do, like, the frozen protein ones.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, it's a bit of a pain though, they're frozen, blah, blah. Air fryer.
Yeah, they take like 2 minutes,
yeah.
Right?
So I'm gonna...
Or toaster. Could you toast them?
Oh, I didn't look. I just saw air fryer and was like, yeah, that's handy. Chuck that in.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try that because I can still have my banana.
Have it on top.
Yeah, and just see if that, again, helps me with it. And it's just trial and error of different things like that, isn't
Absolutely.
it? Like, and then, you know, you go through change of jobs and things like that.
I mean, I think that massively affected you, right?
Yeah.
Because your stress levels went through the roof.
Yeah.
Although it was good that you got a new job.
Yeah, absolutely
like,
buzzing.
you
like,
know.
But, yeah, my difference in my Well, everything. Mental, physically, having routine.
Well, you think of what we were doing, right? You were coming to the gym like twice a week doing strength training. Plus, actually, you'd come just train with me because I needed some help with lifting heavy. So you'd like come lift heavy with me. Maybe once, twice a week. We'd go on like really long walks and all of that. And then you got your new TM job, and then poof, none of that happened apart from the 2 PT sessions a week.
Yeah. And
that was lucky if sometimes you got them in. Sometimes it would have to be an online one because you couldn't make it and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Like, you eat and went out the window. Like, but it's navigating periods like that, isn't it? And it's having the tools to be like, right, this is a really stressful period. Like, yes, I've probably gone off track, but how do I pull myself back onto it? What, like you said earlier, how can I do little things to build it back up again? I know this isn't going to be the time where I can go out and do 6-mile walks and runs and weights and do my food. So what can I do?
Yeah.
And it's navigating around that. And actually, like, you've only got your new job off the back of that other job, like, in the last, like, few months, 6 months maybe. Like, and it's only now where you're starting to be, like, getting over illness and you're like, right, I'm back on it. I can get to it. I'm going to hit my targets that I wanted to hit. You're always going to have those times through your life where you go through, like, patches of just everything that goes on, like, because if you didn't, you'd be like a size 0, you'd be running a 4-minute mile, and you'd be lifting a 1,000-kilo deadlift. Like,
yeah, absolutely. You know? And do you know what, though? I think the biggest thing is being truthful to yourself. I was never truthful to myself. I would sit there and be like, oh yeah, I didn't really eat that. Oh yeah, I didn't really have... Do you know... And that's what it is, but actually being truthful to yourself. And it's learning to love your food and love what you're doing. Like, how many times we've talked about, you just said deadlifts there. That was an eye roll because I do not like... I have the biggest love-hate relationship with deadlifts ever. Whereas if we think about the start of my journey, if you said to me, right, we're going to do deadlifts, I'd be like, yeah, okay. Yeah, you're really happy to do these. But as it's gone on, I've learned to myself, why am I doing something I don't love? Like, what is the point? Because all that's making me do is go, oh, I don't want to do that today because I hate deadlifts. You know, like when we did boxing and stuff, I absolutely love it. So I'd do it every day of the... Well, probably not because I'd have no arms left. But I'd do it every day of the week if I could. And I think it's just learning to do what you love. Like, yes, push yourself. So I'll go back to deadlifts. Of course I will.
Yeah.
I might then love them. I used to hate bicep curls. I'm now loving them because I'm getting heavier because you feel proud and like, oh my God, look what I can do.
Yeah.
But learning to love what you're doing is the biggest thing ever, because otherwise you then just go, no, I'm not enjoying it. Stop. So like running. How many times have I started with running? Oh my goodness. Like, again, it's a vicious circle. But this time, what have I done to make, and I'm going to say make myself love it. I don't love it, but I enjoy doing it. But again, because this time round of me looking at ways that I can incorporate different things, I'm looking at it and I'm like, right, actually, music sometimes works for me, but actually a podcast works for me when I'm running because I have to concentrate on listening to what they're saying. It's like having a conversation with someone in my ear without having to talk back to them.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Long runs, absolutely. Someone's talking to me.
Yeah, because it just makes it go quicker. Like Reece Parkinson, when he's talking in the Couch to 5K bit, and he talks a bit about it during the 3-minute run is what I did last week. I'm like, cool, that was the quickest 3 minutes ever. So then I tried it with music because was that just my brain going, oh, it was really quick? And actually I was thinking, oh, I need to stop. I didn't, but I felt like I wanted to stop because the music wasn't having the same effect. So now I know that listening to a podcast is going to make running even more enjoyable, but also dragging Reggie out.
Yeah. Doing it with someone.
Doing it with someone makes such a difference. We don't talk. He's off. Like, you know, bye. See you at the end.
Yeah.
But
you've gone together.
We've started together. We do the warm-up together. And then actually, my goal at the moment is I want to try and keep him in eyesight as much as I can. Even if it's just a little head every now and then that I see. Like, or an arm or something as he's going around a corner. Again, to help me enjoy it. Because if I didn't do those things, I'd be like, nah, I'm giving up again now.
Yeah. And that's what you don't want to do, is it?
No.
That is like the last thing you want to do. You don't want to be going backwards when you've come so far. Right? And I think that's the thing, isn't it? It's always remembering where you've come. Because the more you remember where you've come, the more you're going to push on and go further.
Yeah.
Like, I have days where I still do it. I started my journey like 11 years ago, 13, 14, something like that, whatever it was. But I don't remember the first day I did a press up. I remember only being able to do 10 kilos on a bench press.
Yeah.
And barely being able to do it. And I have to remind myself, oh yeah, no, you can do this. Like, look at where you were. Look at what you're doing now.
But the mindset this morning, what did I say to you? I'm really not looking forward to my run today. Mm-hmm. And you were like, why? And I was like, it's 5 minutes of running. And the words that come out of your mouth, you didn't need to do anything else. You just gave me that look and went, so we'll stop that mindset. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm really looking forward to my run today. Then obviously I was like, oh, actually I've got my running vest now. So now I am excited to go out for it. But it's that mindset, and you'll do it all the time. Because in my head, 5 minutes is a long time to run. Mm-hmm. Like, in one go. But I've done it before.
And you were skipping for 6 minutes the other day.
Yeah.
You can skip for 6 minutes, you can run for 5.
Yeah, it's just that.
And it doesn't matter how fast you go.
No.
And I think don't put the pressure on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't be like, I have to do it this time. Because who are you competing against?
Well, exactly. I've run more than, I don't know, your next door neighbour, let's say, for instance. Do you know what I mean? He's not gone out for a run this morning, but I have. Whether I've run it in 12 minutes or whether I've run it in 2 minutes, I've still done more than your next door neighbour.
Exactly. And
your next door neighbour has
no idea.
And he's going to be out there running.
Oh my God, if he is, I'll be impressed. I'm not sure he's a runner. Oh man. Yeah, that's the thing. So if you had any advice for your past self, or anyone that's listening to this that is like scared of coaching or is contemplating coaching, what pieces of advice would you give yourself and would you give them?
So to myself, I wish I'd done it sooner. I wish I had, if I look back at the boxing classes, that was the easiest way to get my exercise in. Mm-hmm. I wish I'd come to it sooner, because it wouldn't have then been COVID hit and all of a sudden a light bulb moment. I do think the light bulb moment would have been before, because you feel so good after that exercise. And again, it gives me goosebumps when I talk about it, but like mentally, I just think of the things that I've missed out on or could have missed out on. So, and be truthful to yourself. Know when enough's enough and open up. If I'd have opened up before, why it took me to doing a Christmas challenge to be like, oh, I can talk freely about how I'm feeling, I do not know. Like, I literally don't know. But if I'd have done that before, then I think, like using mum, I think mum would have, sounds awful, dragged me. But do you know what I mean? Like, the times that I come to boxing was because I'd been at mum's and she's like, right, come on, let's go.
Whereas the times you've been at work, you never turned up. I'm like, oh, I'm waiting for Alyshia, and then I'll be like, right, it's been 5 minutes.
Yeah, she's not coming. Yeah, so I think, and if I think about it, mum probably at the time thought, God, that's really horrible of me, like, dragging her when I know that she is anxious to go in. But then for mum, I'd like to think that mum afterwards would be like, I'm glad I dragged her.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because actually, look at her go, you know. So yeah, I think for myself, I just wish I'd have opened up sooner, talked about how I felt, because then the people around me could have helped me. And they were helping me without even realising they were helping me. And I probably didn't realise they were helping me. Do you know what I mean? Like, even when I first started with you, okay, it's your job, but there was things that you would say and I'd be like, okay, I'll try it. Like, and a couple of times you'd said to me, well, why don't you try it? And I'd be like, oh, because I don't think it's going to work. Well, just go away and try it. Yeah. And then come back to me and tell me if it doesn't work, and I'll be like, okay. Yeah. And in my head, I was probably thinking, it's not going to work.
You're like, oh God, I've got to go and tell her that works.
Yeah, I've got to be. She's going to be sat there smug, and I'm like,
you don't know if you don't try, right? If you tried it, at least you know.
Yeah, exactly. And I think for anyone that is nervous about the coaching side of it, is, for me, I would just say, just go for it. What have you actually got to lose? Nothing. I thought that. I thought to myself, it's a bit scary. Mm-hmm. Like, and it is that step, because you do naturally think, well, what if I fail? What if I can't do that press up? What if I can't do that? But honestly, the feeling that you get when you do that press up or lift that, you're like, oh my God, I can do it. And then you have that light bulb moment.
But what also happens if you can't do that press up?
You just try again. Just
exactly.
Keep going.
Well,
like the tennis ball thing that we go on. Like,
but then, like, when you're doing that and you don't manage that press up, I'm not going to scream at you and be like, you're shit, you're rubbish, why can't you do that, right?
We just go again next time.
All right, let's try again next time. Let's just see what happens when it happens, yeah? Like, there's no expectation to do anything.
That's the thing, and there's no pressure. And I think when you're doing, whether it be in the gym, whether it be online, whatever that looks like and whatever your journey looks like for you, not at any point since COVID right through to now, and you think I've done the online stuff, I've done the challenges, I've done in person, I've then got just the online part of it as well that I've done with you, because it's all different. But not at one point have I gone, I've failed. Not at one point have you gone, why have you not done that workout this week? Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Like, of course, the questions, I've not been able to get my workout in this week. And let's be honest, sometimes I've gone, I just didn't have time. Are you sure you didn't have time? And I'd be like, no, I definitely didn't have time. Okay, so what did you do? And I remember it was only a couple months ago and you're like, Alyshia, you start work at 12 o'clock. I was like, yeah, I know. Right, what time did you wake up this morning? About 7:15. So what did you do between 7:15 and 12 o'clock? And then you went, did you go out for a walk? And I was like, no. So what did you do? And I was like, I actually just sat on the sofa and did nothing. But then actually when I think about it, but it was needed.
Yeah. Like,
my body needed it. Like, it obviously I just got over being ill and things like that. So if anyone sat there, also don't look at social media and think, I'm going to do 3 weeks and then my body's going to feel amazing and then that's me for the rest of my life, because it isn't. It's a commitment. And actually, I think I've said before, I spent so much money over the years on gym memberships, just sitting there watching it sadly go out of my bank for them. And I got nothing out of it. But actually, investing in the coaching side of it, I'm seeing the results. You know, I didn't have a gym membership when I first started with you. It was what I could get off Amazon during COVID. Yeah. You know, my first sort of journey was, a couple of weights. I actually started my first journey with shampoo bottles.
Oh my God, yeah. It's mad, isn't it?
Like,
you pick that up with your pinky finger now.
Yeah, literally. Woo! Yeah, so I think you don't need to have the world, you know, you don't have to have all these dumbbells and stuff. You can actually do body weighted stuff and still feel amazing. So yeah, if anyone sat there thinking, do I, don't I thought I was a spider then. Do I, don't I? Absolutely, you do. Like, do it. Once you've done it, you will feel amazing. You'll be like, why did I not do this sooner? Like, you need to. It's an investment, isn't it? Like, I sit there and think to myself, you know, touch wood, but like, if, for instance, I don't know, when I get old, for instance, I'll be able to still move like I'm moving now. Yeah. You know, and, you know, when I look at some of your clients, you know, that are older and stuff, and I think even mum and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, that's going to be me. You know, because there's no age limit on it. So absolutely, coaching is the way to go. You will not regret it. My only advice would be, if you look at it and you think that once a program or whatever it is finishes, that you're going to feel fantastic, you absolutely will, but you need to continue it. And you need to continue with that support, because if I didn't have you, the community, like the group and stuff, and I said to you, I feel great, thank you, I feel fantastic in my body, see you later, bye, and I stopped completely, I know I'd be back where I was. Because yes, I do little things, but you don't have that community to be like, oh yeah, well done, Alyshia, or this or that or anything like that. So you need to keep it up as well. Yeah. Consistency is key.
There we go. Absolutely. And I think that's such a great line to finish on. Consistency is key.
It is.
Absolutely. Wow. Thank you so much for telling us all about your journey and where you've come from and where you are now. And yeah, we'll speak to you next time.
Thanks very much for having me.